Hi readers, it's Crystal from Manifest Bookstore. Welcome to One Book at a Time, where we speak to authors in regards to the books that they have written to contribute to our diverse culture. Today I have with me Shani Jones. How are you today, Shani?
I'm doing great, Crystal. Thank you for having me.
You are absolutely welcome. So I have Shani, who is a local author here based in Toronto, and she has written 5 great books. Want to tell us about your books?
Yes, I'm so excited to be here on this blessed day. So I came with my 5 books that I've written. They're called Watch Me Grow, the book series. This book that I have in my hand is called Watch Me Grow, the Preschool edition, which is about a young boy who goes from a toddler to a preschooler and discovers all the amazing things that his body can do. And each book comes with a correlating activity book. For this series, we have Watch Me Grow, the activity book, and it comes with mazes and word searches, spot the difference, really a collection of all of the activities I grew up as a kid.
So she has a series of books, which is great. And as she mentioned, she has books where you can read and do activities. Shani, why do you write books?
Well, it's been a very long journey. I've been in this industry for maybe 15 years now. I've discovered through my mom's treasure trove of old things from my childhood that I've been a writer for several years. I've been creative writing since, I believe, grade 2 is my earliest work.
Wow.
But like I said, every path is a journey, and I actually discovered that my bestie at the time could draw pictures. She's an ECE teacher, and she did this beautiful mural outside of her daycare, and I was like totally stunned that she could even have the artistry to do that. So one day when we were hanging out, I said, hey, if I were to write the words, would you be able to do some illustrations? And we put a book together. And she was so excited, and we decided to, start the process. But sometimes when you're not passionate about the things that you're doing and you let fear set in, you start to doubt yourself. And so she decided that wasn't necessarily a path for her, but I decided to continue writing. It didn't deter me. I didn't quite know how I was going to go about doing this, but I just said, you know what, I'm going to continue writing and we'll see what comes out of it. And about 11 years later, I tried again. It didn't quite work out. I found some illustrators who were not in line with my vision. I was working with a lot of artists that were not of my cultural diaspora, and so a lot of the characters were coming out very stereotypical, and that's not the imagery that I wanted to put out. So I continued at it, and during COVID, I was sitting at home thinking about life and how short it is. I've lost a few family members to the COVID virus, and it made me put a lot of important things in focus. So I said, you know what, this would be a great project to start back up again, get my kids inspired by me doing something great, and I came out with this book series. And to be honest with you, even 3 hours before becoming an official author, God showed me a couple more signs, and I had to figure out if this was the course that I should be on. And I got rejected. All 5 books got rejected by my publisher, and it was for formatting issues, and it was quite distressing.
Oh my.
Because one of my illustrators was not that willing to make some edits. So I literally had to do what I tell my kids: Google it. Go on YouTube, go find it, figure it out. And I did that. And it took me, right? Yeah. 2 hours. I figured it out. It took me another 3 hours to actually do the corrections. I submitted it right before my 40th birthday. And I became a publisher on my birthday.
Oh my gosh, what a testimony. Can you imagine, readers?
And 2 years later.
On her birthday? she became a publisher. Like, that is inspiration for so many people, and I am so happy for that. So, but we got to add this little plug in. She doesn't look a day over 40, does she? Like, tell me, readers.
I'll be 43 this year.
Oh, amen to that.
Yeah.
So, back onto her books. We'll ask her about her skincare routine later. But so, Miss Jones, you've written this book, you had inspiration. You mentioned that you published it yourself?
Yes, I'm a self-publisher.
So she is self-published. What that means is that she doesn't have a publishing house backing her. She doesn't have finances backing her. She's doing this all on her own. Yes. She's out here selling her books. So readers, we need to support her as much as we can, and I'll make sure that she gets supported, because we need to show that we can support our local authors and those that are bringing diversity to our culture. So what's your motto then?
Ooh, I have a couple. I would say, if you are passionate about something, figure it out and learn how you can develop a second revenue stream from that. I want people to wake up in the morning being passionate about whatever they're doing in life. You know, hitting that alarm clock 50 times before you wake up is not any way of living. Make sure that when you wake up in the morning, you're invigorated and you're ready to step forth on your path of what you're passionate about. Like I said, writing has always been a passion of mine. I didn't always feel like I was an author. I didn't always feel like this was my niche. But when you are confident in what your goal is and you don't let fear set in, because, you know, fear and God can't occupy the same space.
Amen.
You have to really persevere. And that's what I did. And I'm a testimony to that. I have had several hiccups. I've asked several people who are already in the industry to assist me. Some of them gave assistance. Some of them were not so willing. And I told myself, if I did become a published author, a self-published author, that I would make it a lot easier for those who came before me. And this is what I've done. So if you see me on the street, you see me at any of my events, please hit me up. Don't hesitate to ask me questions, because I am definitely an open book. I can definitely help you or walk you through the process. I'm actually in the process of developing a workshop for people who want to self-publish, just so that they can have the foundation that they need to be somewhat successful.
That's it.
And to get the little tips that I've learned along the way as to how to get your books into certain industries.
And I love this. She's not just paving the way for herself, she's paving the way for others. So really reach out to her. As she said, she's willing to help. So Miss Jones, tell me, are you going to write any more books?
I actually am. I have several projects in the works for the next 2 years. Maya's Hat, which was actually my first book that I was coming out with. This is about a young girl's journey around the world in search of her lost hat. She's playing with her best friend in her backyard, and she loses her hat. And through their imaginations, they travel the world in search of it. And then landing in different countries, they have different customary hat garbs that they wear. And none of them compared to her lost hat. And it's not until she comes home and her best friend is now very sad of the fact that they weren't able to find her hat. She's like, well, if I didn't lose my hat, I never would have gone on this amazing journey around the world in search of it.
Look at that.
And you'll have to wait and see what the ending of the book is. And this is the activity that goes along with it. So the picture book should be coming out in the next 2 months. I also have Mommy, What You Cooking, which is about a young girl's cooking with her grandmother on a rainy day. And these are supposed to be coming out this year. I also am in the works of doing a short animation film, but we'll keep that under wraps for now.
You are busy.
Yeah, trying.
And we need to support her as she is continuing to be busy. You heard her mention earlier that it's a second revenue stream. Let's show her that this can be her first. She has done so many. Let's bless her by 45. So we got 3 years for her to have a whole set of series, to be in local libraries, to be in schools. And talking about schools, what do you do, Ms. Jones?
Well, I'm an educator. I actually supervise students during the school day. I also have the opportunity to do a lot of my workshops that I have initiated in the community. I love working with kids in elementary from SK all the way up to grade 8. It's a passion of mine. to be able to shape and mold young minds in a positive way and doing it where that they can resonate with you and, you know, you could show them through examples is the best thing. And one of my favorite lines from my book is, watch me grow, watch me grow, watch me grow, grow, grow. And I feel like it's not just for young kids reading it, it's also for the parents, because you're never too old to grow. You're never too old to try new things and to venture out. It's one of the things that help us, you know, evolve as a society and as an individual.
I love it. I love it. And who is your book for? What age group?
So I would say that my picture books, like the preschool edition or the Little Gardener edition, which is about a mango tree that grows from a small plant to an adult plant, I would say these books go from birth to about 8 years of age. The activity books can go up until age of 12, but I've had adults who have bought my activity books just to do at their desk at work. Bosses, don't get upset with me. Your employees are still going to be productive. And yeah, so just keep growing. Don't stop.
Thank you so much. So Shani, tell them where can they find you? Are you on the IG, the TikTok? Are you on the socials?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at True Love Productions, TRUELUV_productions. You can find all of my events there, the bookstores that you can find my books in, Manifest Bookstore being one of them, in this beautiful new location. This is my first time in the store, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. Definitely have the space to do a lot of creative things for the upcoming year. I'm also have a book club called the Love Bugs, and once you purchase a book, you can join the book club. I will be mailing out seeds to my love bugs so that they can start their own garden initiative at home, because I'm a passionate gardener. I just became an urban farmer, growing vegetables in front of our elementary school, teaching kids how to sustain themselves through the foods they grow. So
I want to say thank you to Miss Jones for coming out today, sharing her story, her inspiration. We appreciate it here at Manifest Bookstore, and that is what we are here for and all about, bringing diversity and culture one book at a time. This has been Crystal, your host, your book connoisseur here at Manifest Bookstore. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, readers.